Our today's topic is Life Expectancy, World Health Statistics Overview 2019. In this video we will cover the below points. Issue with life expectancy, World Health Statistics Overview 2019. What are the highlights of the overview? What are the possible reasons? What is the issue? The World Health Organization, WHO, recently released the World Health Statistics Overview 2019. What are the highlights of the overview? For men and women combined, average life expectancy has increased by 5.5 years since the turn of the century. It has increased from 66.5 years in 2000 to 72 years in 2016. On the other hand, healthy life expectancy, number of years lived in full health, increased from 58.5 years in 2000 to 63.3 years in 2016. In 2019, more than 141 million children will be born, 73 million boys and 68 million girls. Based on recent mortality risks, the boys will live, on average, 69.8 years and the girls 74.2 years, which is a difference of 4.4 years. Likewise, life expectancy at age 60 years is also greater for women, 21.9 years, than men, 19.0 years. Overall, women outlive men everywhere. Whether it's homicide, road accidents, suicide, cardiovascular disease, men are doing worse than women. Global suicide mortality rates were 75% higher in men than in women in 2016. Death rates from road injury are more than twice as high in men as in women from age 15. Mortality rates due to homicide are 4 times higher in men than in women. Country-wise discrepancy, there is 18.1-year gap in life expectancy between poorest and richest countries. The report also indicates that the life expectancy gap is narrowest where women lack access to health services. Maternal deaths contribute more than any other cause to reducing female life expectancy. Here too, the risk of maternal death is hugely different between high-income and low-income countries. Notably, 1 in 41 women dies from a maternal cause in a low-income country. In contrast, only 1 in 3,300 women die from a maternal cause in a high-income setting. In more than 90% of low-income countries, there are fewer than 4 nursing and midwifery personnel per 1,000 people. What are the possible reasons? The report attributes the discrepancy between men and women to differing attitudes to healthcare between them. For example, in countries with generalized HIV epidemics, men are less likely than women to take an HIV test. Hence, men are less likely to access antiretroviral therapy and more likely to die of AIDS-related illnesses than women. The same principle applies for tuberculosis sufferers, with male patients less likely to seek care than women. So men are much more likely to die from preventable and treatable non-communicable diseases. Value-added notes. Life expectancy. It is the average number of years a person lives from the date of his birth. It varies from one country to another. India's life expectancy is around 68 years, i.e., on an average a person born in India can be expected to live up to 68 years. Birth rate. Birth rate refers to total number of live births per 1,000 individuals in a given year. For example, if we consider 1,000 members of a population in 2014 and compare the same in 2015 and count the newborn babies within that period, this will tell the birth rate. In 2016, India's birth rate was 19.3. Death rate. Death rate is the number of deaths per 1,000 individuals in a given year. For example, if we consider 1,000 members of a population in 2014 and compare the same in 2015 and count the deaths occurred within that period, this will tell the death rate. It is also known as mortality rate. In 2016, India's death rate was 7.3. Total fertility rate, TFR. TFR refers to the average number of children that can be born to a woman. Presently, India's TFR is 2.3 and it varies with states. Population density. Population density refers to the number of persons living per unit of area of land. For example, if we take 1 square kilometer of an area and calculate the number of persons living there, it is the population density of that area. Migration. Migration is the movement of people from one area to another. The reasons can be in search of education, employment, better livelihood, etc. In India, the majority of migration happens from rural to urban areas in search of better economic opportunities.